Okay, this is called, obviously, Prescription for My Fears of Success and Failure, John Oliver on this date. And so what can be done? I mean, the Serenity Prayer says, God grant me serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, the wisdom to know the difference. So what can I change? What can be done about this? In terms of the fear of success, I can objectively assess what the real risks are. Gain and maintain layers of accountability, have healthy spiritual disciplines, continually request prayers, a few close mentor relationships, a few very close friends or confidants and buddies. Because I would say the same thing with any church planter, for anybody that wants to go into any profession, a lawyer, doctor, anything, to have these kinds of things. That's like, wearing safety gear. It's like wearing a bulletproof vest if you're a security guard. It's like wearing hiking boots if you're going to be outside in the tromping around, in the outdoors. But I need to be sure to do that, careful to do that. And again, the spirit is willing, the flesh is weak. I need to craft a lifestyle to minimize temptations. In other words, somewhere on here, I think I'll get to it later. And so I have a weakness for not gambling. I have a buddy that had trouble with gambling when he was on the wild side. Casinos don't draw me, but fruit wine and liqueurs, I used to get drunk on those. So I need to be really careful to minimize those things. And really what I say to guys at seminary and anybody, particularly single people, stay busy serving Jesus. Idle hands, the devil's workshop. Get enough rest and recreation, but just keep serving Jesus. That's a good way to keep from falling off the narrow path. But still, with that, have privacy and solitude with safeguards, because things that go wrong often when you're alone or lonely or depressed or discouraged or setbacks, whatever. And hire counselors. They'll ask me tough questions to prevent me from self-deception. Think I'm so good or great. So and I'll do that. But that's the plan. Again, I'm a planner. This is a good plan. I say for anybody. A fear of failure, to embrace the fact that there are risks, to pray hard and request prayers. And again, what I was reminded of is that part of the Lord's Prayer we often forget. Lead me not into temptation, deliver me from evil. To really pray that, ask people to pray that for me, really important. And I was going on a prayer walk, and this really helped me somehow to say, okay, what I'm looking at in front of me is a risky proposition. I mean, people do go into ministry. They go on to, they make a lot of money. They do fall off into the ditch. But likewise, there are firefighters that burn to death. Police officers get shot. Soldiers get shot and blown up. Professional football players, dear God, break their neck, break their back. I mean, those boys bang up on each other pretty badly. Even if they don't get injured, they have a life of messed up knees and bruises and, oh my gosh. AIDS, nurses, and doctors, God bless them, but they can catch AIDS not from sex, but just because the blood of the patient gets into their blood. They can die of that. It's like, ooh, high risk. Race car drivers, oh boy, I'm not going to say bad about that, but them guys go 200 miles around and around and around and around and around and slam up into each other. It's not your fault. The guys in front of you pulled out in front of you, and all of a sudden you're rolling and there's fire happening, and it's risky. I just say it's occupational hazards. Mountain climbing guys. Somebody leads the guys to the top of Everest. We do it over and over and over again. That's high risk. That's a high risk business. Same thing as a safari guide. You can go out there try to find a tiger. You're looking for a bear. A tiger's bears. What tigers, elephants. You could get killed. Do it over and over and over again. And again, important, I want to say this out loud, I have a big fear of being seduced. It used to be that was my main fear, was being seduced. And people, some certain person I told, they scoff, they wouldn't want to seduce you. Honey, I've had it, my second fiance. Now I was a member, I enjoy heavy petting. I enjoy cuddling. I really do. And she wanted to go all the way before we were married. And I didn't want to. So that was a tension that led to the break off. Well, the whole thing, there's a whole big story with that. And promiscuity is common with many. It's not like it was in the 30s or 40s or 50s. These days, a lot of people have sex. A lot of women are aggressive in their sexuality. And just be alert to women that could seduce me, including college students. Now, I'm going to be moving this summer to Texas A&M, College Station. Tens of thousands of students there, half of them female. Wealthy patrons, I mean, they can be very attractive, very seductive. They can, and people with lonely hearts and scheming God haters. I've heard stories of people that can pretend to be God lovers, but they just want to create a scandal to take down the pastor. So get out there and they get all tangled up and cause the pastor be adulterous. So he'll be, shot down. Those are real risks. I love women, but there's some bad apples out there. That's just a fact. Just a fact. Just like there's poisonous snakes in Africa. Just a fact. Now, my slippery slopes are, when I was in high school and college, particularly in college, I drink a lot of beer, but I drink it fast because I never did like the taste of it. Guys go out to the beer joints or whatever. I didn't enjoy it. I'd either sip on it or drink a lot fast where I couldn't taste it. I don't like the taste of beer. Table wine, I could have a little wine with a big meal, like one glass per, big fancy restaurant, one glass, maybe two with a whole meal. Hard liquor, don't really like. There's a few mixed drinks I like, sorta, but not enough to really. Where I'm weak is with coffee liqueurs and orange liqueurs. Grand Marnier, ooh, I got drunk on those a bunch of times. They are my slippery slope. And fruit wine, Manischewitz kind of fruit wine. Those are the ones I got to watch out for. So be aware. In a case of Budweiser, somebody gave it to me. I'd go, that's nice. It's not tempting. But a case of Manischewitz, tempting. Very different. So, comments, suggestions, questions, please subscribe. Thank you very much. Goodbye.